You've saved up, you've been disciplined, and you're about to walk into a car dealership with cash in hand. No loan, no interest, no debt, because that's the responsible thing to do. And you are about to get taken for more money than the person financing the car next to you. Not because you're naive, not because you didn't do your research, but because the entire car dealership model is built on a system most people never see. And the moment you say, "I'm paying cash," you hand them more power than you realize. Marcus found this out the hard way. He paid $2,400 more than his neighbor Sarah for the exact same car. Same model, same dealership, same month. Sarah financed. Marcus paid cash. That's not a typo, and it's not a coincidence. It is exactly how the system is designed to work. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand every hidden layer in a car deal, why cash backfires, and the exact 6 steps to walk out of any dealership paying less than almost everyone else in that showroom. Welcome to WealthSimplify, where we make money simple enough for anyone to understand. Stick around and watch this whole video, because if you skip even one part, you will miss something important. While you're here, consider subscribing and giving this video a like. It tells the YouTube algorithm that you're serious about improving your money, and YouTube will start showing you more relevant content like this video that actually helps you succeed. You found this video for a reason, so make it count. Let's meet Sarah and Marcus. Sarah has done her homework. Before she ever set foot in a dealership, she looked up something called the manufacturer's invoice price. Here's what that means. Every car on a dealership lot has 2 prices: the sticker price, the big number on the window that the dealership wants you to pay, and the invoice price, the amount the manufacturer actually charged the dealership to stock that car. Think of it like a restaurant. The menu price is what you pay. The invoice price is closer to what the restaurant paid for the ingredients. Most buyers only ever see the sticker. Sarah found the invoice. The sticker on the car she wants reads $32,250. The invoice, $29,900. That's a $2,350 gap, and that gap is the only profit layer most buyers ever fight over. Sarah walks in armed with that number and negotiates hard for over an hour. Back and forth. The salesman makes every dollar feel like a battle. By the end, Sarah gets the price down to $29,950, just $50 above invoice. The salesman leans back and says they're basically losing money on this deal. Sarah drives home feeling like she beat the system. Her neighbor Marcus sees the car in the driveway that weekend and loves it. Same model, same color. He heads to the exact same dealership. He's done his research too, and he's got the cash saved up. No financing, no interest, no debt. He walks in and says 5 words: "I'm paying cash, best price." He thinks that's power. He walks out paying $2,400 more than Sarah. Same car, same dealership, same month. Different 5 words. Here's what Marcus didn't understand, and what Sarah didn't fully understand either. Because even Sarah, who found the invoice price and negotiated brilliantly on the sales floor, still had thousands pulled from her before she left, just in a room she never saw coming. The one number you're allowed to see. The gap between what you pay and the invoice price, that's the only profit layer buyers ever fight over. And Sarah was great at fighting it. $50 above invoice is nearly nothing. The average buyer pays $3,263 above invoice on a new car. She was thousands ahead of most people. But here's the thing. That $50 is not the dealership's profit. It's just the only profit you're allowed to see. Underneath the surface, there are hidden layers built into every single car sale, and they don't show up on any consumer report, any price comparison site, or anything you can Google before you walk in. Let's go through the ones that. What's under the invoice price? The first hidden layer is called the dealer holdback. After a car is sold, the manufacturer quietly sends money back to the dealership, typically 2 to 3% of the sticker price. On Sarah's $32,250 car, that's $645 to $967 wired directly to the dealership after the sale. No one mentions it. It just arrives. So the salesman who said they were losing money on the deal? They made nearly $1,000 before Sarah pulled out of the lot. Then there's dealer cash incentives. If the manufacturer overproduced a particular model and needs to move inventory fast, they pay the dealership a bonus to push that specific car. You'll never know if the car you're looking at has one attached. Then volume bonuses, sometimes called stair-step bonuses. The more cars a dealership sells in a given period, the bigger the payout. Hit a certain tier, and every car sold in that window earns an extra bonus. This, by the way, is exactly why dealerships get more flexible at the end of the month. They're not being generous. They're chasing a threshold worth tens of thousands of dollars. On top of that, there are regional incentives for markets where sales are slow. Payments from the manufacturer to dealerships in struggling areas that you'd never know about unless you worked there. All of this means the dealership's real cost is significantly lower than the invoice price you negotiated against. But even all of this combined is not where the real money is made. The real money is in a room you walk into after you think the negotiation is already over. The most profitable room in the building. After Sarah signs on the price, she's led down a hallway into a smaller office to handle the paperwork. This is the finance manager's office, and it is the highest profit room in the entire dealership. The finance manager is not a clerk. They are the highest earning salesperson in the building, and almost every buyer walks in with their guard completely down because they think the hard part is already done. From publicly available financial statements of major dealership groups, companies like Lithia Motors and AutoNation, which are publicly traded and required to disclose how they make money, here's what that office generates per car. Between $2,000 and $2,800. Every single transaction. Here's where it comes from. The loan reserve. When you finance through the dealership, the lender might approve you at 4% interest. The dealership charges you 5%. That extra 1% is pure profit, called the loan reserve, and it generates $600 to $800 per car for the dealership alone. The extended warranty. That brochure with the long list of covered items, the profit margin built into it is $700 to $1,000. The list of what's not covered is usually printed in a much smaller font. Gap insurance. If you total a financed car, your insurance pays what the car is currently worth, not what you still owe. Gap insurance covers the difference. It's actually a legitimate product if you're financing, but the dealership makes $250 to $400 on it, and you can buy the same coverage from your own insurance company for a fraction of the price. Add in protection packages, processing fees, registration markups, electronic filing charges, and a temporary tag fee, and the finance office has generated $2,700 to $2,900 in profit on top of everything from the sales floor. That's the machine, and it ran on Sarah exactly as designed. What Marcus got wrong. Now back to Marcus. He walks in announcing he's paying cash. Here's what the dealership hears. I'm about to eliminate $2,000 to $2,800 in finance office profit from this transaction. No loan reserve, no warranty upsell, no gap insurance, no interest markup. The entire most profitable layer of the deal just vanished. So the dealership did the only logical thing. They made up the difference on the sticker price. They held firmer in the negotiation. They gave Marcus less room. And Marcus, thinking cash was his leverage, ended up paying $2,400 more than Sarah for the identical car. This is what most people can't believe when they first hear it. We've been trained to think cash is king, and in most transactions, it is. Pay a contractor cash and they might knock something off. Pay a small business cash and they appreciate skipping the processing fee. But a car dealership is not a contractor. At a dealership, the loan is not a cost to them. The loan is a profit center. When you take financing off the table, you're not simplifying the deal. You're handing back their most valuable revenue stream, and they will price accordingly. How they find out you're paying cash. You might be thinking, fine, I just won't tell them. Keep them guessing. Good instinct. But the dealership is already ahead of you. There are 3 tests built into the buying process specifically designed to figure out whether you intend to finance. Test 1. The clipboard. Before you ever meet a salesperson, a form gets handed to you at the front desk. Name, address, the model you're interested in, and whether you're planning to pay cash or finance. It feels like routine paperwork. It's the first filter. Test 2. The credit check. About 2/3 through the process, they tell you they need to check your credit. Sounds procedural. What they're actually doing is confirming you still intend to finance. It's a commitment check disguised as a formality. Test 3. The loan application. The salesperson fills it out before you even reach the finance office. By this point, you've confirmed your intent to finance 2 or 3 times without realizing it. Each stage locks in your classification. And the further you get without committing to financing, the less flexible the dealership becomes on price. How to use all of this against them. Here's the strategy. It's simpler than you'd think. Step 1. Walk in as a financing buyer. Don't mention cash. Don't bring it up. Your classification as a financing customer is what gives you maximum negotiating leverage on the purchase price. Step 2. At the clipboard, write financing and ask one specific question. Is there a loan origination fee? This signals you're comparing their loan against your bank. What you're actually confirming is that there's no upfront fee you'd lose by paying the loan off early. Step 3. Negotiate the purchase price hard. The dealership will be more flexible because they expect to recover their margin in the finance office. Use that expectation to your advantage on the sales floor. Step 4. In the finance office, negotiate the add-ons. You now know the margins. The extended warranty has $700 to $1,000 of profit built in. Gap insurance has $250 to $400. You don't have to buy everything they put in front of you. And the things you do want, you don't have to pay their first number. Step 5. Read the loan contract line by line before signing. Confirm 2 things: no loan origination fee and no prepayment penalty. These are the 2 non-negotiables. If either exists, recalculate whether the strategy still works in your favor. In most cases, it still does, but always run the numbers. Step 6. Sign the loan, drive home, and pay it off the next day or the next week. You financed the car, technically, for a very short time. You got the financing buyer price, avoided the cash buyer penalty, and paid off the loan before any meaningful interest accumulated. The entire strategy lives or dies on these 2 important conditions: no origination fee and no prepayment penalty. Confirm both before you sign anything. Sarah negotiated a great price on the sales floor and still had thousands extracted from her in the finance office because she didn't know what that room actually was. Marcus announced he was paying cash, handed back the dealership's most valuable profit layer before the negotiation even started, and paid $2,400 more for the exact same car. Neither of them knew what they were walking into. Now you do. The sales floor is not where the real money changes hands. The finance office is. And the buyers who know that, who walk into that room with their guard up, their numbers ready, and a plan to pay the loan off the moment they get home, are the ones who actually win. The dealership is not your enemy. They're running a business, but it's a business built on layers most buyers never see. And the best way to respect that business is to understand it fully before you walk in. Because the only way to get a genuinely great deal on a car is to know exactly what's happening in every room, including the one at the end of the hallway. If this video just saved you thousands of dollars, share it with someone who's about to buy a car. Subscribe to WealthSimplify for more videos like this. And drop a comment below. Did the cash buyer strategy surprise you? Or have you ever walked out of a finance office wondering how the bill got so high? I will see you in the next one.